they ban out the Jhin, and well, let's be honest. After seeing last game's Jhin, well, I'm not really convinced, but still a very strong AD carry.
He definitely is, and if you play him correctly and get ahead, then he can be so punishing. Just because he gets the Yuumu's Ghostblade and he gets the Duskblade of Drektar, and once he gets those two items and get that power spike, well, then you have to be sorry in case he gets a hold of you, because a lot of DPS will surely come out of that man.
Yeah, exactly. And now Rumble also getting removed from the playing field. Most likely a targeted ban towards Toddle, who has been showing some Rumble play, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he actually has most of his games on Rumble, so that's a very targeted ban, that's for certain.
And you know, Rumble is also a strong top laner in the current meta. I rate him as one of the best top laners just because of what he brings to the table in terms of team fighting, and alongside some of the junglers that are really early game focused. And then you can also go for something like Zac if you want to get more team fighting possibilities. He can be really strong, but he is banned away, so Tuttle won't get a hold of him.
Yeah, and immediately also Nidalee getting banned out. We have already talked about that before, but now Sivir getting removed. And we didn't see Sivir being banned out last game, but Sivir is definitely one of those AD carries which has a very big impact on how fights will play out.
Yes, she has, and I mean, I'm a bit more interested in the Nidalee ban because, like we talked about in the last pick and ban phase against MCon and Asterion, Nidalee can be so punishing if she gets ahead, just because of her fast wave clear, her DPS can come out once she gets the runic echoes, and basically just her 1v1 potential. She can be a stomping jungler, but when you take that away, you leave some of the other junglers open. You can get for Elise, you can still go for Elise Sin, like we saw Asterion play in the last game. You can even go for Hecarim and Graves. There are a lot of possibilities open, but I definitely hope that we might see an first pick Elise, just because of how strong she is.
Exactly, and then also Elise getting banned out. And Syndra, like we saw last game, also banned out, which means that the mid laner is gone, the jungler is gone. We're most likely going to be seeing something like a Rek'Sai or a Grace in the jungle, which is something we see often in the Benelux. Plenty of options, but Toddle immediately taking the Caitlyn for Silvermouse, making sure that Silvermouse can at very least play something he's comfortable on.
I am a fan of Caitlyn in this game because Caitlyn right now is one of the stronger AD carries, with focus being on the top side and the mid lane. You don't see a lot of fights coming down to the bottom side, and therefore you can go for a strong bottom laner, and that is obviously Caitlyn. Now, the obvious choice for UnchartedGaming Paradox would be to go for the Ezreal, who is also being hovered over. Okay, so
yeah, exactly. That's the thing to keep in mind here. Ezreal, like you said, getting picked up together with Nami. Nami, we've also seen some plays coming out from her before. Of course, a tidal wave, a very good way to control the flow of battle, quite literally. On the other side, though, Mosswarm and Cod, they still have the quite a few champions open that we've seen previously as well. Cassiopeia is still available, so maybe we're going to be seeing some snack action for the support. Most likely Alistar, perhaps a Braum for the pickup, but Mosswarm going for Olaf at the moment, it looks like, and Smite Ghost, pretty standard. Yeah, that's very telling for Olaf.
I'm a little bit surprised that we might see Alistar. While he is a good support, and I did praise him in the last game, I'm a bigger fan of Braum being on the side of Caitlyn, just because with the concussive blows, you can stun people, and on top of that, you can snare them with your traps, making it such an easy combo to get a lot of damage down. Now, you do get the Alistar, so you have a lot of engage on top of that. And again, the Flash Polarize is a threat you have to be aware of on the side of UnchartedGaming, because Nami do not have a lot of mobility. And if Mosswarm wants to visit the bottom side, you can just go in, Flash Polarize, and then shut the bottom side support from UnchartedGaming down because of all the damage being able to come out from Olaf.
All right. On the other side, of course, we're looking at we saw an Ari being hoovered over, a LeBlanc now being hoovered over, but the Rek'Sai is kind of to be expected. You remove Nidalee, you remove Elise. Olaf was also banned last game, but then you easily get to the point where, okay, let's pick up a Rek'Sai, and yeah, Phantomless going for Cassiopeia. This is also something that we've predicted a bit earlier.
I'm still not a fan of Rek'Sai coming into the jungle. I would rather see perhaps Hecarim. It would allow themselves to make more plays around the map. And also with Rek'Sai being nerfed quite recently in patch 6.18, where her base armor and growth went down, you could be in a lot of trouble if you meet Olaf in your own jungle where he's counter-invading. Or you could be going up against Silvermouse on the Caitlyn, and with you not having a lot as much armor, you could take so much damage, which could potentially mean your death.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the point that they really need to make sure that they protect Cassiopeia really well. On the other side, they are hovering over an Aatrox. Now, Aatrox is definitely one of those champions we haven't seen in a very long time. Assuming it gets locked in, but yeah, Poppy makes a lot more sense. Poppy, really, really tanky top laner.
Yeah, so we have seen Poppy come a little bit back into the meta. A lot of people have started to play her. But you do see that some of the top laners like Echo and Gnar has not been picked up into this game. I'd rather have seen Gnar coming out from the side of ECVisualize, because if you build Gnar in a very aggressive style, which I usually see when I'm casting Danish Master League, you could go for a Black Cleaver Morph Mortier style where you can also split push. That would have worked really well on the side of ECVisualize, with a lot of damage also coming in, the split push potential, and team fight as well. But now you do get Poppy, so you get a bit of a bruiser. That does work well with Olaf being that battle bruiser, just running into the bot to the backside of UnchartedGaming, and then on top of that you have the damage that can come out from Victor and Caitlyn, which is reliable.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, we see a Victor getting picked up here against the Cassiopeia. We've seen this matchup quite a few times in the ESL Benelux scene. Also, of course, in higher professional play. But still, Victor against Cassiopeia, very interesting way of rather not a very interesting way, a very interesting mid lane in general. And of course, finally, Trundle getting picked up. I assume that's a response to Poppy.
That is definitely a response to Poppy, because now you have the Subjugate, which can steal a lot of the resistances that Toddler will buy on that Poppy, allowing yourself to get that super tank. Now you have a little bit of the same composition coming out from both teams, because you have a team fight composition on the one side and you have a team fight composition on the other side, with both teams having that split push potential with Poppy and Trundle coming out. So it's all about the laning phase. Which jungler can have the biggest impact in the laning phase? Because if one team can come ahead, then your team fight will obviously be better than the enemy team, and therefore you can start to steamroll your enemy a little bit. But then if you give them too much space and allow them to come back, well, then you are going to be seeing some full-blown team fights, which could result in a 30-40 minutes game.
Yeah, but to be fair, we haven't really seen those types of games yet in the Benelux. We've only basically seen 20-25 minute games that end up in a Baron being taken around the time, and then after that it's game. Or in the case of the last game, a Baron being lost and then immediately
yeah, true.
not taking a Baron and losing. So it's quite a binary way of playing here in the Benelux. There's a lot of action before 20 minutes, but after 20-25 minutes, it's often just, do you get the Baron, yes or no, and at that point you win.
And Baron is always a safe and reliable way to end up a game, which, as you said, is a way that we often see these semi-professional teams find their solutions to winning a game. Often we see a lot of Baron dances. Teams aren't used to ward up and rotate around the map, make some smarter plays, and that works fine. But when you are against a team fight composition, with your own team having a team fight composition, you want to make these rotations where you can go in, pick up some towers, because if you don't do that, well, then you give a lot of time over to the enemy team. They will get a lot of resources back. They will start to get their items, which results in power spikes, and power spikes are a way to win team fights. And well, if your power spikes are equal, then team fights will come out and you will have lost your lead coming from the early game.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with about 1 minute to go until we head into the game itself, I would like to once again direct you to the ESL Benelux site. ESLbenelux.nl, and the reason why, there are two things that you can find there. You can find all the matches, you can find the scoreboard, and of course you can also find, well, what's most important and what everyone is playing for, the location and the time and date of the final. So if you head over to ESLbenelux.nl, you will get to the starting page. You can click on go next to winter season finals. You just click there, it should bring you up, then over to the buy tickets option, and then you will be able to buy some tickets, and those tickets will give you access to, I believe, either the Saturday or the Sunday, and we will be playing on, if I recall correctly, the Sunday. I do need to double check this. We will be playing on the Sunday with League of Legends, but on Saturday we will be having the CSGO final. So if you actually want to go both days, that's also a possibility. Just get a double ticket. It will bring you into. It will allow you to access both days, and of course it will allow you to access what I assume is going to be exactly the same as before, a very big side event, which will have, of course, the Mania Markt experience and. Last time we had VR, we had Overwatch experience, we had FIFA, we had Smash Bros, we had Mortal Kombat as well. And no, that isn't the casters fighting each other. No, that's the game Mortal Kombat. Other than that, we had, I believe we had a few YouTubers coming along. So there's a lot to do, even if you're not interested in watching the game all day long and just want to hang out. I believe they also have the Fabo downstairs, which I still need to test. I didn't get a chance the last time I was there, so I will be trying to make use of the Fabo. It's a 5-star Fabo. The next time I'm going to be there, so that's on my bucket list. And yeah, enough said. We're slowly but surely loading into the game. We're actually on the Rift for the final match of the evening. Well, only 2 matches today. It's ECVisualize against Uncharted, with all the teams loading in and buying their items. It's Toddle, Moswarm, Kout, Silver Mouse, and Kreabea versus Traitor, Mr. Tang, Phantomless, Zephyr, and of course Messiah.
And as you can see, both teams, they are just running out the base gates of their base. Just wanting to do that standard defend in the early game where you just cover all entrances and don't do anything cheeky at all. If you don't do anything risky, then you won't fall behind and you won't put yourself at a disadvantage in the early game. And neither team really have that necessary CC in order to perhaps win an early game fight. That the only person really having that CC could be Messiah landing a bubble, which should never be a possibility just because the bubble does not have that long of a range, and even if you were able to land a bubble, flash is always a possibility.
Yeah, in the meantime, Messiah is spazzing out near the Scuttle Crab area, chilling out there. This is quite... If you have issues with seizures, then don't watch this, because it's very strange. In the meantime, though, Moswarm and Toddle, they're going towards the red area of Mr. Tang. But they just want to scout it out, get a ward in, and know exactly what the speed is at which Rek'Sai moves through the jungle. And other than that, all the players just heading towards their own jungle camps. Interestingly enough, we're seeing Messiah and Zephyr completely ignoring their camp, whereas Kreabea and Silvermouse going for the Crux.
And neither team get a distinguished advantage out of seeing each other's junglers at the jungle top side, because now Moswarm knows that Mr. Tang is starting at the top side, and so does Mr. Tang know that Moswarm is starting at the top side. So you will be able to predict where one another is going after the first early clears. And in the middle lane, you can already see that Phantomless, he's putting down a lot of damage onto Cord. But Cord just has to get through the laning phase, and then he will be able to start to deal a lot of damage. And whoa, in the bottom lane, Kreabea is taking so much damage, something that should not be happening because of Sapphire having the not as long of a range advantage in terms of auto attacking as Silver Mouse.
Yeah, well, it can happen with the mystic shots, I guess, and that's most likely what we're seeing here. Zephyr trying to toss out those mystic shots from time to time to try and hit Kreabea, but Kreabea fortunately has the advantage, has this relic shield, can heal up, of course has the victorious roar, triumphant roar, will allow him to heal himself and his minions up, so that's also a thing here. Messiah tries to drop the bubble, can't really make it happen. And so this skirmish here in the bottom lane continues. Top lane though, a very early gank from Mr. Tang. The pillar coming out, it's going to be Toddle. Toddle will go down and he wastes his flash. First blood going over to Mr. Tang. I think Toddle was just smashing the F key as much as he could, but he just couldn't escape in time. And then, well, when he did, he actually died.
But in the end, it was a good gank coming out from Mr. Tang. He did have to use his flash, but then again, so did Toddle. And now with Toddle not having a flash, you could potentially come up there, do a return gank, or you can start to ward out your enemy's jungle, because now you do have the Tracker's Knife and the Pink Ward. So there are a lot of possibilities to get some vision out there, start to win the vision war, and then start to snowball the way in your favor. That way, because Uncharted Gaming, if they can just get a little bit of vision, then they can start to make even more plays. But oh, Xavier, he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, but he will be able to arcane shift out of there, so he will be completely safe. Will get healed up by Messiah, Ebb and Flow. Very powerful way of ensuring that you can heal up yourself as well as your ally. And for now, it seems like it seems dangerous, but if you have Arcane Shift ready, you can easily get away, as long as you don't Arcane Shift forward, of course, because that would be bad. Olaf going back to base, has the double buff available, but decides I need additional power on my feet, I guess. Gets some boots, gets a ruby crystal, gets a hunter's potion. At the same time, Mr. Tang, still in his own jungle, has the Tracker's Knife, which is also quite interesting to see, but will give him a lot of additional vision.
I'd like to see Uncharted Gaming just wait for Trader Cure in the top side, get his subjugate. When he gets the subjugate, then you go back, do return gank onto Toddle, because he do not have his flash open, he do not have his teleport either. So you can go up there, then kill him with the subjugate, because there won't be any resistances at all. And Trader Cure with his double longsword do pack a little bit of damage compared to Toddle.
For now though, Silver Mouse and Kreabea just trying to hold this bottom lane. But let's switch over to the middle lane as Mr. Tang once again looking for a fight here. God is in a lot of trouble if he moves too far to the top. He's thinking about placing a ward. Here's Mr. Tang. There's the tunnel, but it's not going to happen. Mr. Tang can't really get into position, so he just backs away.
And even though it lies in his name, caught did not get caught at all. And now Mr. Tang will just come in, help Phantomless with pushing out that way, because Phantomless, he wants to go back. He do not have any mana at all, and has around 1500 gold to spend, so that is going to be so good for him, allowing himself to go back. But now Muslim will find a pink ward as well, so the removal of vision is good if Uncharted Gaming can defend their vision. But then again, ECVisualize, if they can remove the vision, then allows themselves to keep them a little bit more safe against Uncharted Gaming.
Yeah, because right now their entire jungle is without wards, quite uncharted as of yet. But we'll see what this bottom lane brings, because right now Silver Mouse does not have his cookie anymore. Zephyr still has his cookie. Looking at the gold count, it's relatively the same, 1600 and 1500, not that big of a difference, and that's pretty telling for how this game is going thus far and how most of the games go. First part of the game, we're not going to be seeing that much action. Maybe we saw one kill, but that's about it. Just farming, getting those items, like you said earlier, and so it continues. And until Rek'Sai or Olaf show their faces, then I doubt anything is going to happen. I don't think that in the bottom lane, Kreabea and Silver Mouse will be able to take down Zephyr and Messiah on their own.
Sapphire needs to go back really soon, because he do not have his tier yet. He needs to start scaling, and he has so much gold in his pocket, so he needs to go back, get that tier, and start to scale, because if he do not do that, his power spikes will be delayed, and he will have a lot of problem with getting to that point where he can.
Look at Mr. Tang. Yeah, Mr. Tang is just waiting here, but I'm pretty sure they actually knew he was coming. Zephyr and Messiah were very aggressive, and well, they just Silver Mouse and Crave just walked backwards. So that's a lot of time wasted there by Mr. Tang, and Moswarm is just heading towards the enemy red buff, just going to be stealing that one away. Although here's the Void Rush. This might be very lethal for Moswarm. Moswarm needs to get away. He has Ragnarok available, so thinking about using it. Still saving it. Ghost has already been popped. Raider still chasing him down, and Moswarm finally being able to escape will be safe for now.
So you get the Ghost out of Moswarm, and with that Ghost being taken away from Olaf, that is a huge tool in order to get a good gank out for Olaf. Oh, but Cord is having a lot of trouble, but Phantom Lift just gets caught into that gravity field.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing, because actually Phantom Lift was able to go back. Card is also forced back now. Has picked up the first hex core upgrade, so hex core Mark 1, but it feels like Phantom Lift still has more power at the moment, being able to continuously whittle down the hit points of Cos and perhaps setting up for Mr. Tang.
And that is the strength of Cassiopeia. That is why I rate her so highly in terms of the current mid laners that you can play in the meta. Cassiopeia just brings so much damage to the table. She is so good in the laning phase, and that is why you see a lot of people pick her up. Obviously, she don't roam as much because you can't get boots on her, and you don't want to get a teleport either because that does take away a lot of the potential mobility in a team fight. But you, as a Cassiopeia, are just bringing more damage to the table than a Victor, and Victor has received a lot of nerfs in the past, so you don't see a lot of Victor, but he is an okay mid laner.
Yeah, exactly. He's an okay mid laner, but in the Benelux, you see him quite a bit. It's a highly big champ. He could be indeed after the patches, like you said, that in the future he won't be picked as much. But it seems like the Benelux hasn't really decided that they don't like him at all. In the meantime, though, it is Toddle picking up the Balmy Cinder, so looking to get some Chinese tonight.
Well, in terms of Victor, as I said, he's an okay mid laner, but then again, he is an old favorite of a lot of mid laners, so that's why they still pick him up, because he is a safe pick. They know how to play him. Perhaps they aren't as used to play someone like Aurelion Sol or Cassiopeia. Then again, Ryze is a new champion as well, and people don't pick him a lot either. So Victor is just an old safe champion, but he can still do a lot of damage. It is just Cassiopeia who are better in the current meta. But with that being said, we haven't seen a lot of action in this game, and that basically just comes back to the point I made in the pick and ban phase about both teams being a team fight composition. Neither team wants to make some stupid mistake that puts them behind in this game.
But things for now, even if people will, or rather, if teams will fall behind, of course, one has to fall behind because you can't both be ahead. It's still a very slow start of the game. We're 10 minutes in, and there has been one successful gank coming out from Mr. Tang, which was very, very successful actually. It actually removed Toddle completely from that top lane for a bit. But up till now, it's so incredibly slow, and the only thing Mr. Tang is doing right now, he's constructing a highway through his jungle. Look at all these tunnels.
But talking about that successful gank that Mr. Tang had, I'm a bit surprised that they did not go back up there and try to punish Toddle for having used both his teleport and his flash. They could easily have shut him down a little bit more, made sure that Toddle wouldn't have had such an easy time into this game, because as you can see, as I can see, he's only behind 300 gold. That is not a lot, and that is basically just the amount that you get from a kill. So UnchartedGaming Paradox, yeah, they did get a good gank off, but that's about it. And with them not punishing even more, they are raining a little bit on my parade.
Exactly, yes. In the bottom lane, though, we might see a gank coming in here as Moswarm is just waiting in that bottom lane, just waiting for a possibility to go in. He has his Ghost available, he has Ragnarok available, there's no ward in the second brush. He's just going to recall though, although the minion wave has completely been pushed up. Mossworm decides to go back to base, picks up his Lucidity boots, giving him a little bit more movement speed, but also reducing the cooldown on his summer spells by 10%. Pretty good. If you are an Olaf, Mr. Tang and Phantomless in the enemy jungle, trying to find something, but they need to be a little bit careful. They seem to be rotating to the bottom lane, and given the fact that Krayabay and Silvermouse are still pushing in, that could have been a good choice, but for now, Phantomless deciding, I'm going to just fight with Cod here, but can't really do all that much.
I'm a bit surprised that we haven't seen any dragons being taken or a Rift Help being taken, just because as we haven't seen a lot of action in this game. People could have focused more on objectives. They're just playing it very slow instead of just scaling up to a point where both teams feel that their power spikes are in a good state and that they are ready to fight. But Tuttle might have overextended a little bit in the top lane.
Yeah, but he's just going to be running away here very deep, but it's just not going to happen yet. These guys are pretty tanky, and Traitor and Toddle are just going to exchange blows as long as they can. However, they're now both at half health. That's really telling that maybe in the future we're going to see something. In the meantime, Mossworm just going to be clearing out this tunnel here, removing one, and thinking about going for the red for the dragon, but deciding to head towards his own red buff instead as Mr. Tang. Just going to be clearing out the Scuttle Crab, thinking about perhaps maybe a gank in the mid lane onto Cod, but for now, none of it. Nothing is going to happen, just everyone farming up as best as they can. To be fair, Caitlyn doing a fantastic job with that farm right now, 500 gold ahead.
And with Caitlyn being ahead on farm, I'd like to see the side of ECVisualize go for a dragon. You also have the Lucidity boost on Mossworm, allowing himself to land off a lot of honor towers. And you have the second tier. Oh wait, in the middle lane we're fighting.
Well, yeah, but it's not doing much. It's not doing much, the fight between Phantomless and Cod. Phantomless almost out of mana already, and Cod is just going to heal it up with his potion. So even though it might have seemed like a pretty big fight, it all ended up in just, oh yeah, I'm dealing damage to you, Cod, be careful. This is how much damage I can do at the moment.
But as I was saying, with the Lucidity boots being picked up, Mossworm can land a lot of on toes, one after another. And therefore I'd like to see them go for the dragon or the Rift Hill. Just get some kind of objective for yourself. Start to pull a little bit ahead. But you can also play, I'd like to see them play around the bottom side, which is why I'd like to see them take the dragon. Because with Caitlyn just having picked up the Rune's Hurricane and also having a Bee of Sword, her power spike, I'd like to call it perhaps a mini power spike because it's not that huge with the Rune's Hurricane. But with that item being picked up, you can start to fight, and Tuttle also has his teleport up, so a potential fight could work out really well for ECVisualize.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot to be gained right now as we have Alistar once again pushing in onto Zephyr in that bottom lane. Mr. Tang now slowly but surely heading towards that bottom lane to assist, but cannot do anything. Bubble misses, and Krayabaya and Silvermouse are completely fine. And this is basically what we're going to be seeing a lot. Krayabaya and Silvermouse pushing in. Mr. Tang shows his face, or at least threatens the bottom lane. Speaking of threatening the bottom lane, Cod thinking about going to the bottom side of the map as well. Will get spotted out with the ward here. Perhaps this is the moment where which Phantomless was waiting for. Who knows? As of course, once again, Mossworm moving in, looking for a possible gank, cannot make it happen, and just decides to go for this Razorbeak camp.
However, you have to start doing something in the bottom side, because as of right now, Sapphire have over 350 stacks on his mana immune. So once he starts to come closer to that mirror mana, he's just going to be stronger than Silvermouse, because Ezreal is a better lane. Oh wait, actually we might see a fight in the top side.
Yeah, Traitor in a lot of trouble. Goodbye fight. Yeah, we might see a fight. Oh no, hammer. Although, speaking of fights, bottom lane, Fantalus moving in. This could be a kill. Kreabe in a lot of trouble, but he dashes right past the Miasma, pops his Unbreakable, will survive this one. The exhaust goes down to Fantalus. Immediately also the stun onto Silvermask, still burning, but he will survive. It's just barely. He is in desperate need of some healing. And both Kreabe and Silvermask go back. So
nice.
very good gank there, because it blew 3 summoners, the exhaust, the flash, and the heal.
Definitely a very good gank coming out from Fantalus in the bottom side. But let's see who gets the first blood tower, because in the top side you have Mosvarm and Toodle who are hammering away onto that tower. However, the teleport will come in, so that means that Sapphire and Messiah in the bottom lane might get that first blood tower as they are all alone.
Yeah, definitely. That's an easy 1000 gold going over to the team of... Well, actually, Zephyr will survive this one. So yeah, going over to the team of Uncharted. Very well well done once again by Uncharted. And yeah, they're now about 1700 gold ahead. ECVisualize in a relatively bad position right now. They just can't seem to capitalize on anything that the team of UnchartedGaming is doing. And right now, Mr. Tang and Fantalus moving in. Mosvarm is here, Cart is here. They're looking for that blue buff, but they can't really steal it because it's already in the hands of Cart. And Fantalus and Mr. Tang just back away.
You need to have in mind that the first blood tower went over. Hey, Toddle, what are you doing with Mr. Tang?
Well, just having a little bit of a hook, I guess. A little bit of a smash and grab. They're trying to lock down Mr. Tang. Mr. Tang, of course. Oh, there's the Ragnarok. Mr. Tang trying desperately to escape Mosvarm. Still trying to chase him down, but now he needs to back away here. Trader in a lot of trouble. Toddle will survive this one, but is out of mana, so cannot chase down Mr. Tang. And Mr. Tang will survive this one. I'm not entirely sure what Mosvarm was thinking there. He was going in and taking a lot of damage from Traitor, and well, by doing that he only made him stronger. Now Traitor in a lot of trouble, takes a lot of damage from the tower. One more hit could kill Traitor. It's not going to happen. Mr. Tang also just dancing around with the tower shots. Oh, the tower hits Mr. Tang and takes him down. And there was an amazing fight there by Toddle, just dancing around everyone. Now Kreabe actually coming in as well, looking for Traitor, but can't really find him in time, so will not be able to stop him.
Good kiting coming out from Toddle, and with that heroic charge also buying himself time after stunning Traitor. And now they will get a tower on the side of ECVisualize, so they are ahead in terms of towers, but they are even in terms of gold. And they still have to keep in mind that the first blood tower went over to Sapphire, so his power spikes are getting closer and closer and closer, because the mirror mana is about to be a reality. He's only 200 stacks away from it.
Exactly, that's a very big power spike there for Ezreal. But looking at the rest, Caitlyn also about to hit her power spike. Will be getting the Infinity Edge as fast as possible, and once that happens, well, then they can really make their breast wet, as we say in Dutch. Because then they will have a very powerful Caitlyn on their hands. Messiah getting hit by an axe. Mosvarm has to back away as fast as he can. Gets hit with a bubble, but no follow-up there. And now Kreabe and Mosvarm will be backing away into the enemy jungle. And well, backing away into the enemy jungle, that's a very strange way of backing away. But they can't really get to the center. They're blocked by Mr. Tang. They're blocked by Messiah. And that will allow Fantalus and Zephyr to just push in.
This game is very close. Both teams are just looking to pay. Oh, wait, never mind. We might see a fight now.
Messiah in a lot of trouble. Mosvarm immediately popping the Ragnarok. He's just going straight for Messiah, the ace in the hole. It's just going to get blocked by Mr. Tang. And, well, Mosvarm, he did his best. He tried, but he failed. Messiah with the fight in the exhaust, keeping his mid lane carry alive. But now they're going straight for the Cloud Dragon. Cloud Dragon will get taken out. And that's a very nice pickup right there, but they're going to lose their middle lane turret if they're not fast enough. Here's ECVisualize, that's going to clear out all the minions. Mr. Tang is just going to be diving. Now Fantalus in a lot of trouble, gets hit by the exhaust, will be forced back away, as Traitor is now also coming in here, as in the back Silvermask just desperately trying to do some damage, but he doesn't have the damage right there in the middle of the fight. At the same time, Zephyr just doing what they can, and 3 people have already fallen. Can they get the 4th? No, they cannot, but it is going to be UnchartedGaming winning this fight, and this is the issue which you've been talking about. Looking at Ezreal, he already has 2 of his major items, and Caitlyn does not have the Infinity Edge and takes a lot of damage.
And the issue... Oh, wait, they're getting a tower as well, so another opportunity just opening up for Uncharted Gaming Paradox, with them opening up the map because of them getting that mid lane tower. But that fight were won by Uncharted Gaming Paradox because they were able to take out the carries on the side of ECVisualize. Caught and Silver Mouse were dead in an instant and weren't able to put out a lot of DPS. Obviously, Caught did kill Phantomless, but that's about it, and Sapphire were able to just carry that fight. And well, as you said, Ezreal now has his 2 items all the way there and want to fight against Sapphire in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely. Total and Crayabea just desperately trying to defend here. Mossworm also doing what he can. Surprise comes out, hits Crayabea as well as Mossworm. Mossworm goes down, but now they can perhaps turn it around. Crayabea dangerously low, gets flashed upon by Traitor. But Traitor will be able to get that kill. That's a double kill going over to the team of Uncharted, and now they're looking to take down the tower as well. And will ECVisualize actually make the same mistake that Asterion made a little bit earlier by not backing well? Well, they are now going to be backing away, and it's Caught and Toddle who now have to defend the inner turret, and another outer turret going over to the team of Uncharted. They now have a nice 3,000 gold lead and are looking to do some more damage in the jungle of ECVisualize.
Despite that 3,000 gold lead, Uncharted Gaming Paradox might be in the lead, but it is still very close. Only 3,000 gold separating the two teams. Sapphire is getting stronger and stronger, but Silver Mouse is getting closer and closer to his Infinity Edge, and Caught is also getting close to getting his Rylai's Crystal Scepter, so power spikes are coming in all over the board. It is just Uncharted Gaming that are playing this game smarter because of their teamfight composition, where ECVisualize are not playing to their standards of their composition.
Exactly, and that's kind of the thing that we need to keep an eye on as the game progresses. Uncharted Gaming starting to slowly but surely run away with the game. The next dragon that will be coming up will be in about 4 minutes or so, Cloud Dragon number 2. So this is only going to be playing more and more into Uncharted Gaming's hand, because they want to be proactive. Cloud Drake gives them that opportunity. The Messiah moving in straight onto Crayabea. Crayabea getting slowed. The bubble hits Crayabea. Can they follow up on that? No, they cannot, as it was Caught and Silver Mouse defending Crayabea there. And that actually allows them to back away. A rotation's going to happen. Bottom lane fight will happen between Poppy and Trundle. But in the jungle, we still have the standoff here between Uncharted Gaming and ECVisualize. Wards being cleared out one at a time. Can they actually get that pink ward down? That's a good question. The answer is no, they cannot, but they can get some more wards up in the bottom of the jungle as they rotate down to that bottom tower. Still waiting for the minion wave to come in as Mossworm Toddle, Crayabea and Silver Mouse as well as Caught now behind the tower looking for the fight here. Thinking, okay, if we want to fight, this is the moment. Just complete the Infinity Edge. Perhaps we can make some plays happen right now. For now, though, it doesn't seem like they can. They're just getting pushed away by the team of Uncharted Gaming. ECVisualize forced back further and further, but they've set up a line of defense. They've gotten 4 traps down, and this might be what they need to defend the tower.
Well, you cannot go through 4 traps from Caitlyn because she just got her Infinity Edge. She's starting to deal more damage than before, and Mr. Tank is one of the tanks alongside Trader Q. Obviously they had to go in and clear the traps, but then again, Sapphire on that Ezreal do not have such a big range. You need to poke out, and you won't be able to poke ECVisualize off of the tower because Sapphire is still not that strong. And even then, if you were able to land a few Mystic shots, then someone like Silver Mouse and Caught won't come out from the tower before the minions pushing in from the side of Uncharted Gaming.
For now, though, it's back to the standoff. However, with a 3,000, almost 4,000 gold lead for the team of Uncharted Gaming, they are thinking about Dragon again. Dragon is available. It is a second Cloud Dragon. It will give them that plus 50 movement speed out of combat, which is pretty big if you're trying to rotate. You can already see a few wards being placed around that area. I doubt that they're going to be going for the Baron, but nevertheless, it is a there are plenty of possibilities. Zephyr on his own in the top lane, just farming it up, getting all that gold as fast as he can. I'm looking for possible. Yeah, he's heading back to base. Most likely going to be rejoining his team as the wave of the top lane slowly but surely forms. And here we go, Zephyr with home guards directly towards the dragon.
They would need some form of pick to be able to pick up that Baron, because you don't want to start it up as long as Mosvarm is alive. In case you do that, then it will be a 50-50 smite, and that is not something you want, because that could potentially mean that you give off the lead that you have, and Sapphire would then have a harder time of carrying his team. But if you would find a pick, then Sapphire and Phantomless have high DPS, and then the Baron would go down very fast. But giving up this mid lane tower for a Cloud Dragon, normally I wouldn't say yes, but now that it is just second Cloud Dragon, oh, a flash pulverize misfail.
Yeah, but they're coming in from the side though. Trying to Q going straight for Mosfarm. Can they actually take down Mosfarm? Well, it's going to be a little bit hard though, as they focus their attention onto Silver Mouse, and we have a pause right in the middle of the team fight, and that's a little bit interesting. They were going for Mosfarm. They were actually they took down Silver Mouse, and now we actually see a bug coming out from the support. So apparently Kreabea has a black screen, which explains why he's not in the fight. But nevertheless, that was a very good catch there by the team of UnchartedGaming. They came in from the side. They decided, okay, you are in the middle. We have 2 guys here. We have 3 guys here. That means we can make a sandwich, and the sandwich is ECVisualize spread. Seems like a good solution to me. And to be honest, very good that they already took down Silver Mouse, which means that they now only need to take 4 more members down. Plus, they don't have anything to worry about in terms of damage output coming from the AD carry.
With the removal of the damage per second coming out from Silver Mouse as well, you obviously can win this fight really easy. Cord only has his perfect hex score and his Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which isn't enough to compensate for the lack of damage coming from Silver Mouse. And even then, you did not even get the mid lane tower, so you haven't opened up for the map. You can't really rotate around the map as well because of you not getting that mid lane tower. And you gave your enemy another Cloud Drake. That is 50 extra movement speed, which is quite a lot for a teamfight conversation with Phantomless, because Phantomless on that Cassiopeia do not have a lot of mobility, but with 50 extra movement speed, that is definitely suddenly a lot of mobility that a Cassiopeia have to play around with.
Exactly, but yeah, it's very unfortunate that it actually happened during one of these fights, because right now they will have to get themselves back into the game as fast as possible. And also, this is one of those deciding fights. If we don't get most likely, if the team of UnchartedGaming is able to actually win this fight, it will most likely snowball out of control, because it will also allow them to rotate directly up to the dragon, up to the Baron, if they take down Moswarm, because then it isn't that 50-50 smite battle that we love and hate.
Yeah, it is not that 50-50 smite battle, and you still have everybody up on the side of UnchartedGaming Paradox, so they could, as you just said, potentially turn onto that Baron, pick that up, and then, well, deciding fight, it would be indeed, because that would mean, with the pickup of a Baron, that ECVisualize, they would get the last nail in the coffin hammered in.
Yeah, exactly, and then they could just be shoved into the ground. That's all they have to do, and that's what they're going to do with that Baron. So that's I wouldn't be surprised if that is actually is going to be the case, but it looks like they are about to get ready to hop back into the game. Seems like it has been fixed. Okay, players just asking if everyone is ready to go, because that's always the thing. We've been pausing for about 4 minutes. That's a big thing to keep in mind. We have the readies coming out, and
we are about to go.
Here we go. Soon. Yes, we're going to get ourselves back into the game in about 5 seconds. So get ready to enjoy the fight more, as we see Moswarm trying to escape, but caught also in a lot of trouble. So there are a lot of things to keep in mind here, as Caught gets hit by one of the Queen's Pride, I believe. Praise Seeker, there we go. Kreabea now even more sorts of trouble through surprise coming out. Jim Break keeps Kreabea alive for a little bit longer. Kreabea able to back away all the way back behind the turret. But now Toddle is in a lot of trouble, also very low. Kreabea, they're going straight for Kreabea, just not caring about the damage that they're taking from the turret. Trader is just going to be tanking it up, and they have a full wave of minions to come with them. Mossworm, Cod, and Toddle, the only people standing between them and the Baron. Although Silver Mouse will be coming back into action because the death timers are relatively low at this stage of the game. But nice rotation here. Oh, Mossworm runs right into Vessel EnchartedGaming. Has to back away. Toddle on his own will take so much damage, will actually go down, even though he gets all that additional defense when he's very low on health. And with, of course, Toddle being removed, they can actually go straight towards the blue buff. And I think, what do we want to do here? Do we want to continue this fight? Do we want to go for Baron? And looks like they want to just get back to base as fast as possible because they have a lot of gold in the bank. There's almost 4,000 gold in the hands of Cassiopeia. We have 1,400 gold in the hands of Trundle, about 1,000 in the hands of Rek'Sai, if Rek'Sai actually has hands. Nami has 1,000 gold. So this is a very good situation, and also, like you said, another power spike for the team of UnchartedGaming.
Definitely a very... Oh, so much. You're in trouble again!
This gets caught, gets destroyed, and it's 1 down and 2 to go. Kreabea also getting chased down, gets slowed, double kill, and things are going from bad to worse here for the team of ECVisualize. As the rotation from the team of UnchartedGaming is towards the Baron area, they're just going to be starting to clear out all the wards. There are some wards near the Baron, but Mossworm has one chance. He needs to steal that Baron. It's going to be hard, but he has Ragnarok, he has Ghost. Baron down to 5,000 hit points. Mossworm slowly but surely moving in 3,000 hit points. Can Mossworm do it? No, it's not going to happen because the Baron is already down to 800. Will get smitten by Rek'Sai, and now they also have the Baron buff. 30 minutes in, about 10,000 gold lead is it's pretty much 10,000 gold lead at this point. Only 9,000, but it will be 10,000 after the next tower. A massive minion wave coming down the mid lane. Top lane getting pushed by Ezreal and his minions. Bottom lane was being pushed by Trundle and his minions. They have to fight on all fronts. Speaking of fighting on all fronts, middle lane, a lot of damage here. Teleport coming in. Vandal is in a lot of trouble, forced to use his Archangel staff to stay alive here as Messiah just gets obliterated. But here's the hammer sending the snake all the way to the other side of the map. But from the side we have Zephyr and Traitor coming in. Double kill now for Zephyr. He's looking for Toddle, thinking to take him out as fast as he can. That's a triple kill.
That's an ace.
Zephyr. And that should be, yeah, that's actually the ace. So they should be able to finish it. They have the Baron, but they have the minions. They have the inhibitor down. And yeah, it's 30 seconds on the clock before they respawn. This should be game, and it is going to, yeah, GG is coming out. UnchartedGaming puts themselves on the scoreboard. ECVisualize gets taken out here in week number 4, and that means that we have somewhat of an upset with UnchartedGaming. Congratulations, takes down the Nexus, and goodbye, ECVisualize. We'll see you next week.